Hey guys, Brian here, B&T Garage. Today is another Project 64.5 Mustang. Gonna work on the brakes and the fuel lines today, hopefully get those in. As you can see in the background, Molly is still in a million different pieces. Been cleaning up the engine. Gonna do a compression check on it before we do all that. But yeah, and still working on the bathroom. So this is kind of on the back burner. I've just been cleaning it. As you can see on the floor there, I've had a lot of oil and grime. I mean, this engine's probably 20 something years old as well, 25 obviously. So yeah, it's pretty dirty. So I got this side pretty much cleaned up, and then I'll do the other side. I'm gonna drop the pan and stuff as well to make sure everything looks good. But yeah, that's moving along. The bathroom is moving along. It's pretty tore out. I'll show you what that looks like right now. As you can see, the remodel is slowly moving forward. Pretty much everything's torn out. We still got to get rid of this jetted tub, whirlpool, whatever the hell it's called. The shower's about ready to start going in. I've got my back bracing in, and then this drain was about an inch out of plumb with the wall. So I had to shim the entire wall out, which I've done. So yeah. One issue I did have when I pulled out this is the drain vent got cracked. It's cracked right at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Drain vent got cracked, so that means I get to, sorry, focus. So that means now I get to cut all that concrete out down there, fix the drain vent, and then play with all that plumbing. So I get to relocate some of that, I think, because I think we wanted to anyways with the new tub. So that's where the remodel's at. Clearly we've got a long way to go, but it's progressing, and like we said before, no more Mustang stuff until that room is done. So that's what I'm doing. Let's go to Lisa's house and work on that Mustang. There's Cooper, Lisa's dog. It's also Jackson's birthday today, the lab. Boy's getting old. All right, let's do this. Here, we are at Elisa's with Project 64, B&T Garage, location number 2. We're doing brake lines today. I've actually got a pile here on the floor. They're all labeled for the most part. I've got the front lines on. They're loosely put on there. Nothing's tight yet. I just ran the line from the back axle to up here to this distribution block. I don't have the master cylinder in because I'm missing a piece, a fitting. And luckily my memory has served me well because I remembered where they all went. I have not got these lines, and I'm thinking maybe I should. They're looking pretty brittle, but those are easy to change later. Maybe I'll put them on the list to order today. I've got this drum off. I've got this drum off. I've got the drum off on the other side. I had to use a BFH to get it off. I'm definitely no expert when it comes to drum brakes, so this will be a very good learning experience. I've got the full rebuild kits, wheel cylinders as well, I think, somewhere in one of these thousands of boxes. But I'm going to grab some lunch first, and when I get back, I'll finish the lines, get everything snugged up, and then we'll try doing the drums in the back. The goal is to get at least the back drum system set up and the fuel lines run, or at least loosely run, and maybe we'll get the front, so I don't know, we'll see. Maybe get the tank in today, because that takes up a lot of space. I don't know where I put the tank. I think Elise has it in a box. Alright, let's get some lunch. Alright guys, I've got the hard line up to the soft line. This is a vent for the axle here. It's broke, so I have to replace it. It just sits up inside the frame. But this soft line, I don't really trust it. So I'm going to take this distribution block off. I'll clean this up, and then I'm going to have Elise buy a new soft line for this, from the hard line to the axle. And then also, the ones in the front, they're pretty brittle too, so I think we should buy those just to be safe. Because if we're replacing the whole brake system, why should we leave the soft line? It doesn't make much sense. So, I'm going to go ahead and take this guy off. And this is what actually holds this distribution block on. Alright. So it looks like there's a washer on the bottom, which is toast. There. There's this. It's just a lock washer. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a lock washer. And it's a vent tube, and that actually holds on the little distribution block here. Let me unhook the hard line. I'll pull that out and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, here's the line. I think we can see it's pretty brittle. I don't know if you can see that. But that's not good. So I'm going to replace this. I believe it just screws in and out. I have no idea. Alright, here is the brake line. It's apparently one piece. So you have to buy the whole line. I believe it's this one right here. That stupid thing is 40 bucks. And I gotta get a new one of these with the washer. And I guess we can probably keep this, but might as well replace it since we're doing it. They're gonna try to charge $8 for this. Let me see if I can clean this part up. We might be able to keep this one. Alright, I think I saved us $8.11. That was for that piece, and then that's the washer. So yeah, $8.11. We'll reuse this. There's nothing wrong with this. It's fine. It's got a little bit of surface rust, but I'll hit it with some rust inhibitor. It'll be good. Alright, now I gotta get that vent line out of there. I don't remember. Looks like it's just going. Oh, it's bolted into there. Shit. It just goes into the frame of the car, though. Let me get a wrench. And the fun thing is, everything's undercoated, which is really probably what saved this car. You know, the old saying, never buy the undercoating? Well, that's what saved this car, was that undercoating. I don't think this car would be in as good shape as it is if it didn't have the undercoating on it. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, and it's kind of dried up and brittle now, but it actually saved this car, I believe. This car was driven a lot. It was not just a car that sat in a garage. This thing was used. It was driven in the rain constantly. So it did get some use. Alright, so there's that. Now this should just, boom, just like that. So this is just a regular hose. Nothing fancy. I'll be able to replace this. Again, this one's all brittle and junk too. Alright, I got 2 brake lines left. Is that right? Yeah. So this is the driver's side, rear, passenger side. Obviously I can't finish until I get the soft lines done, but we have to order those from NPD or whomever that we use. I think we're using NPD almost exclusively because their prices are so good. But they don't have everything. But anyways, let's put that on real quick and then we'll run the fuel lines. So that's got to go over the pumpkin just by the way that it's bent. So it's got to go something like that maybe. Let me get over here and look. There's so many parts everywhere. We're running out of room. Okay, I think it goes something like that. Oh, excuse me, I'm loosely screwing this in. It should go like that. And like that. Yeah, that's how it goes. Easy enough. Easy peasy, folks. This other side should be just as easy, I think. So yeah, the distribution block is like right here. Like that. No? that. Yeah, probably like that. Just because this little whoop-de-whoop goes over the shackle. Or whatever the hell that thing is called. I can't see shit. Yeah, it goes like this. Alright, brake lines are pretty much run except for the soft lines and the distribution block back here and the soft lines in the front. Alright, I got the fuel line in here. Not easy to do with jack stands everywhere, but I need to snug this down. So I was digging through our parts pile and I found, what did I find? Where is it? Look what I found. We had already ordered all these parts. I didn't know that. So, I'll put this back on. I can finish the back lines. The fuel lines run from the back axle to the front of the car. Alright, so there's the end of the fuel line. You can see that up underneath there. There's the lines run all the way to the front, fuel line and brake line. I got it as straight as I could, but you know, it comes in the box all mangled, so you kind of got to gingerly unbend it and do the best you can. So that's there. All the hangers and so forth are back on it. Now I'm going to put that little distribution block back right there, and the lines will be done. Still got to do the master cylinder though. Don't need those. Looks like we had the lines after all. Good thing I never at least order them. That's a problem. I got so many parts piled up. I don't remember what I had to order and what not. Nice new line. Fresh, clean, pliable, and not cracked. I'll probably have to take these off when I do the cylinders. The wheel cylinders. I haven't. That's why I'm just kind of putting stuff in. Not too tight because I don't know if I'm going to have to take the stuff off. So, finger tight in case it's going to come off again in a day or two. So the lines are done, fuel lines are done, soft lines are done. The only thing on the lines that I have to do is the axle vent tube, which I got to go to the hardware store and buy some line for that. That's about it. I got to mount the master cylinder, do all the brakes now, fill it up, test it, all that fun stuff. So yeah, put the fuel tank in. What else do we have to do? I think that's it, guys. I think we're really close to starting the motor work again. We have to adjust the valves, prime it with oil, and we got to find a flywheel and a torque converter. We don't have one for that. We don't even know if the transmission works, but we're going to stick it on there and try it. So we're close. We are very close. All right. Until next time, remember, like and subscribe, and